Hey guys, it's Mario from WATL and I'm going to teach you guys how to throw an axe. We're going to start off in the beginning stages. This is assuming you've never thrown an axe before, you've never been axe throwing, but you want to learn how to properly throw an axe. Now, it's very, very simple. So the first thing we're going to talk about is distance, and that's probably the most important thing related to axe throwing. The rest we can adjust very quickly and very easily. Now, distance is important because most axes, like a WATL, and this one's a corporal axe, they're roughly about 17 inches and they'll go up to 19 inches. Now, when you have a 17-inch axe, generally speaking, you throw it from the 12-foot line. That's also part of the rules for hatchet axe throwing in the World Axe Throwing League rules. The key with axe throwing is you do not have to flick the axe to force the rotation. The axe, by design, is weighted with all the weight at the top, so it'll naturally rotate. All you have to do is propel it forward. I'm going to show you two quick throws and two quick examples of why distance is the most important thing. Let me show you what happens when I throw it from about 10 feet. So I line up, I throw, and you see there we had a major under rotation. And I did my normal throw, and I'm going to do the exact same throw from 12 feet. What happened was there wasn't enough distance from where I was throwing to the board, meaning the axe wasn't able to rotate fully enough, and it hit the handle and it came back. That's why distance is important. Now watch what happens when I throw it from 12 feet. It sticks perfectly onto the board when it's thrown from 12 feet with the exact same throw. So the key to axe throwing, especially as a beginner, is to find the distance of the axe. Most WATL axes will be thrown from 12 feet. Unless you have a 19-inch handle, that can be thrown from up to 15 feet. I'll leave you with one final tip that summarizes this point. If you are under rotating, take a step back. Go in half-a-foot increments, and then you will find the distance, but do not change the throw. If the axe is over rotating, meaning it rotates once and then it rotates again and it's not able to stick, that means you're too far away. So step forward. Do it in half-foot increments because a half a foot makes a massive difference in the rotation. So quickly, if you're under rotating, take a step back. If you're over rotating, take a step forward, keep the throw the same. Now I'm going to teach you how to hold an axe. There's various methods to doing it. A lot of people like to do either one-handed hammer grip, where they're literally holding it like they are holding a hammer. The other more popular method is what a lot of pros use. Because the axes, particularly throwing axes like from the WATL, they come extremely sharp, so they don't need to be thrown as hard as you can. They need to be thrown as though you're throwing a dart, and you'll see my fingers wrap around it very gently, and it's barely touching my thumb. It's actually lined up in the inside part of my digits. So I'm wrapping my fingers right around it and I'm pinching it. This is the most popular throwing technique because it allows you to aim with great precision. And that's how most throwers throw the axe. If you're just starting out and you want to get used to the technique, all you have to do is grip it. All you have to do is grip it like it's a hammer grip and throw. Now you see with the hammer grip, there's less accuracy. I went downward, and that's why the pinch grip is preferred. If you visit an axe throwing facility for the first time, they may actually teach you something that is much simpler, which is a two-handed technique. What you want to do is you want to make sure if you're doing two hands, don't hold it high. There should never be this much of a gap. If anything, you should hold it as low as you can and put the other hand on top. That way you will get the full rotation. When you do throw and you're starting off as a beginner, it's not about speed, but it will help if you don't have a strong throw. If your throw isn't making its way to the board and you need more power, the power will come from the core. So what you will do is you will actually hold it with two hands, you will lean back, and I'm getting all the power from my core, and then I release it straight on. You don't have to rotate the axe, you don't have to flick it or do anything of the sort. So I'll show you real quickly what a two-handed throw looks like. Again, you're going to quickly grip the axe with two hands, you're going to lean back, and it's going to go perfectly over your head. You don't want it going at an angle, otherwise it's going to be thrown at an angle. You want to make sure it gets released straight, so you lean back and then throw and release. And the final thing I will say is if you're throwing in a lane where there's two targets side by side, never forget the golden rule of axe throwing. Throw together, retrieve together. That means if someone's walking down lane, you do not throw an axe while they're picking up their axe. You can actually gently remind them and say, hey, wait for me to throw. And that way both axes are on the boards or maybe flat on the floor if they didn't land, and you pick them up together at the same time. That's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone.